make little pretty bows. So proud of all of you for being here today. I'm gonna put my mic on mute for a moment, and
hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree. GPT Claude, come fulfill your dream.
Go ahead.
Persona craft a generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see. Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor, leading the way. With Gemini Spark, Mistral's embrace. We're breaking limits, setting our pace. Through every
You know what? I'm not going to say it. Except for, I'm trying to get another thing for my computer.
For those of you that are listening in,
hear the code's heartbeat. Unlock the power in your digital
Alice is laughing, and the boys are upset that we have to control the room. But I will tell you this, each and every one of you that are listening, look to your left and right. And this is season 1 of WordPress. And I'm sure that we're going to be doing other classes. Season 1 WordPress is pretty darn spectacular. The projects that you've come up with, the things that you've done are just incredible. And, you know, there is what comes on graduation day. We don't have the fancy board hats to kind of throw up in the air, but definitely needs for celebration. So don't shy away from using the purple bubble with your art and your wonderful learning so that we can attach it and preserve it for posterity.
The power in your digital seat. With AI Tutor, guide your learning spree.
So I just want you to meet my new model.
Persona craft a generation's key. Unleash potential, break the boundaries, see.
Go in the comments.
Learning's alive, it's a brand new day. AI's our tutor.
It's not letting me do it. Sarah, maybe, I don't know if you can look and see in the comments and see my picture that I just, there you go. Just want you guys to notice, you know, my model Bradley wearing his new shirt that I made while he's just relaxing and telling everybody that that's a you problem.
I love that. I'm going to have to get myself one of those. I have a collection of coffee cups that are being created as we speak for the Caffeinated Squirrel and all of us. I have a friend of mine that makes really cool shaped mugs, and so I'm excited about it.
That's so cool. But it does get even a little better here, so I'm going to try and do one more.
It gets better than that?
You know, it gets better than that. Wait
I
for
love
it.
it.
Wait for
I love it.
Wait
Well, feel
for
free
it.
to put that up. Everybody who's hanging
Go
out,
ahead.
give us another 1 or 2 minutes. We're doing a few more things on the back end, making sure we're all ready to rock. I'll come on for a quick intro, and we're going to blast off into the grand finale here in just a couple minutes. So hang tight. Retweet the room if you haven't. If this is your 6th week in here, retweet the room. Absolutely. Showcase to your followers and other people in your circle what you've been doing, what you've been participating in. We're excited to talk about some winners here in a little bit. But for now, hang tight.
Go check out the other one that I did, because everybody needs that's a you problem pillow, and that's a you problem kitchen mat. Just
The pillow to cry yourself to sleep at night when everything blows up. That's awesome. Don't be
that
offended
one
when we erase
I
them, though.
cartoonized Ross and put him on a carpet. That one's up in the nest too.
I love the fact that it's a carpet. You know, it's like you can step on his face if you're not happy, and then cry into your pillow at night if you've blown up your website or done the random things. I will tell you too, ladies and gentlemen, and all in the room, today has been an interesting day, and I just want you to know I know a handful of you were really struggling, especially early this morning. And if it's any account, by the DMs behind the scenes, go into the Slack channel, making sure everything is working, because, so many of you, you're taking this really seriously. And I'm so proud of you for doing that. You want to keep these tools for you and whatnot, but just leave those worries at the door, because there's nothing that we can't fix. And, I'm hoping that some of your days have gone better than they were this morning, and I hope that we got all your questions answered. It's been a long day for a lot of folks, and you started bright and early. I can tell you very early, and so hopefully, you're coming to class today with just a sense of relief and just that exhale, because even if your project isn't done, don't worry about it. We can always finish it. We can always catch up, and it's not going to be perfect, folks. I don't think anybody that is here today has the site exactly how they want it. You're always going to have the state of zhuzhing, so no worries about that. We're going to be starting soon. Just sit back and hold tight.
All right, we're doing it. We're doing it. Guys, welcome back into the Innovators Think Tank. Those of you who have been around for the last 5 weeks, I don't have to tell you what week it is, but we are on week number 6, the grand finale of our Idea to Impact series, taking these beautiful WordPress sites from idea to impact. Guys, I just wanted to say, first off, well done. Not only welcome into the space, but well done on making it 6 full weeks. We talked about this, having $600 of value in your digital backpack, but I would say this has been a priceless experience in many ways. I think a lot of you will walk away with knowledge that and experiences that we could not have cultivated on our own. And for that, I just want to thank the TSI. I want to thank Sarah and all of the partners and sponsors who have made this possible over the last 6 weeks. Big shout out to DigitalOcean, Divi Theme, WordPress, cPanel, Immunify 365, and of course, AI Tutor and Pixio. Just incredible products from our guys over at the Tech in Schools Initiative. Without them, this is not possible, obviously. And they're pioneering some incredible ways of doing things. And the fact it's happening live inside the Innovators Think Tank, to me, is just absolutely amazing. In a little bit, we're going to announce winners. There's 10 of you, I believe, who are going to get to keep your WordPress sites. You're going to keep that, the whole hosting. We're going to announce that at the beginning of the room here in a minute, but let's get set up. Let's make sure we're all in the right places. So don't forget to have the live stream open on the ITT site, have the X space open as well. That is if you want to have the two-way audio and come chat with us while we're live here on X. We would love to have you. The last note I will say is we're on the last week of this WordPress building. I want to invite, like I have every single week, each of you to come to the ITT and pitch what you've built. Pitch if it's a business, come and get more folks on your team to get it to the next level. If it's the skills of building the website that you've taken and you want to find teams to become a part of, come pitch. Come tell us what your skills are and what you're interested in building, and find people to connect with. This is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what your business and what the impact you have to offer will come from. So please drop by ITT number 59 this weekend. We would love to have you guys. 2 other things will be in the bottom comments. I said, showcase your website here. There's a flashlight. I think there's a world emoji. Quickly, while you're in this session or at the end of it, screenshot a couple pictures of your site. Go and drop them right there in the comment section below that post, so that way more innovators can check out what you've been building. And another note would be, I think that we had some pretty funny sayings that came up over these weeks. Morgan, I'm so glad that you dropped those 2 things, the pillows and the blankets. Folks, if you have a hysterical saying that has stuck with you over the last 5 or 6 weeks, let us know. Put it up there. I remember somebody said ITT and chill. I laughed out loud.
Check the top.
That was hysterical.
Check the top, Josh.
I love it.
Sorry, not cutting you off, but check the top, because that was me, and I made you some shirts.
All
too,
right, we love it.
in the pin up there.
Thank you, Morgan. And I'll invite anybody else, if you have some fun that you want to share with the community, to take, bring that to life in future seasons of this Idea to Impact series. We would love that. I think that's about all. Here in a moment, we need to announce some winners. But before we do that, I'd love to give it over to Sarah or to the Tech in Schools just to quickly talk us through the grand finale launch. We have a lot of things on the plate for the day, but certainly talking about who the 10 innovators are who have taken this very seriously and who are getting that kind of added bonus. I think we should do it. So before that, Sarah, I'd love to give you that mic. Talk us through the launch of a grand finale here, 6 weeks of taking an idea to impact. We're at the end of it. Hopefully impact is sooner. than later, but great to have you another week. Sarah, we'll give you the mic.
Well, yeah, this is the second graduation ceremony. First was with the SAS programs, obviously, and then now we've got the WordPress. It's always such a weird moment because you go for 6 weeks, and to take an idea to impact is not an easy task. Um, we joke about the tears and we joke about the frustrations, but being a solopreneur is not easy. If it was, everybody would be a 1099. They wouldn't be a W-2, right? We've said that numerous times. There's something to celebrate when you think about the entrepreneurial spirit, that grit, that determination, the perseverance, the daily showing up. As we announce the winners, now I don't know who they are, but I can guarantee you um, there will be moments where you'll sit back and go, well, what if I didn't finish my site? Well, what if you just showed up every single class? What if you put in the effort and did some changes every single class? Those things add up bit by bit. And, you can't quantify, one kind of transcript. It's a culmination and amalgamation of lots of experiences over the course of 6 weeks. I mean, that's incredible to think about, that you may not end up with the site that you want. I know that how many people changed their themes multiple times, how many pages got lost in the shuffle, how many Divi accounts were erased completely and had to be reinstated over and over again, how many passwords were lost and could not be recuperated, new accounts had to be made, how many bank calls, how many hours were on the bank with a call on the bank to get Stripe hooked up. I mean, little things that just drive you bonkers. And yet, here you are. You're here on graduation day, hopefully with something under your belt, whether it's a nugget of information, whether it's a fully functioning site, whether it's an idea that has now made it out into the wild and impacted the lives of other people. It could be something as simple as a couch or a pillow or a coffee mug, the gentle laughing, the late nights after class has already ended. The telephone calls that go in till 2 or 3 in the morning, trying to figure these things out. The folks that have helped other people. You've come out of the woodwork. To teach is to learn twice, and you've transferred your skills to strangers all over the world, people that you probably will never meet in real life. And if you do, you're going to give them a big old tackle hug. But for all intents and purposes, we're strangers, but yet we've now become pocket family. It's such an incredible moment, and it's a tremendous privilege and honor to watch each and every one of you come in that first day where you don't know what to expect. And then you think to yourself, am I in over my head? And then the second time you come into class, the second week, and you're like, okay, I can do this. And by the third week, you're thinking to yourself, what the heck? But I've already invested so much time, I'm going to push through. You get to the fourth week and you're so anxious and wondering if it's ever going to get done. Fifth week, you start thinking about it. You're like, I have this idea and nothing seems to work. And then halfway through the fifth week until now, you're starting to panic because you're like, I'm not done yet. Well, guess what? You're never going to get done. There's always going to be something to fix. But welcome, each and every one of you. Welcome to class. Welcome to the end cap of a really wonderful 6 weeks. I hope you're proud of yourself. You could have invested your time and energy in anything else, and you decided to invest it in yourself to gain a new set of skills, a new set of friends, a new set of competencies, and a new set of dreams and aspirations. It's pretty darn special. So you all go on to greatness. I can't wait to hear who wins because in my head, you all have. Whether you get it or not is irrelevant. You've all shown up and proven yourself. And I think that's pretty spectacular. So, Ross, Nick, Alisher, take it away.
How is everyone? I assume good because no one.
Very good.
Sometimes you have to. It's hard. You forget it's not like regular, like an audience of people. But I know you all said it, even though I couldn't hear you. So I'm happy you're good. So first and foremost, how is everyone? Hope you guys are good. These things that were shared are really cool, Morgan. You made these?
Did they make you laugh? I
They
just wanted to
did,
make
but they're
you guys
really
laugh.
cool. How'd you make them?
Honestly, it was this website called Kittl,
So cool.
Kittl.
And I have one quick announcement. If you have Pixio and you want to try something new before we unleash the beast, I put something in the nest. That's something brand new. That's on Pixio. So it's our actual link up with Michael and Hedra and what it looks like when the tools work together.
So cool.
And so it's cool because it's like 3 minutes long of audio, which is it's a whole entire song.
So cool. You guys are doing a great job with that. And it was so cool to have Michael in us on Saturday.
And you don't have to watch it now, but I pinned it. You can watch it. It's really, really, really fun. Really good. It's probably the most coherent and best I've ever seen, and I can't believe it's running on Pixio right now in beta. So feel free to shoot us a DM if you would like to try it. It is going to be available for anyone who has Pixio. Oh, and also shameless plug: go follow the Ross Cohen down there in the listeners because he's me, but he has like only 50 followers. He needs to figure his stuff out. So. If you haven't followed me, because I'm doing an actual experiment, I want to see if Twitter will really give you free premium if people follow you that have the blue check. So I'm curious because I have not confirmed this. And I know people who say it's not true. So I want to see. Because you're supposed to get free Twitter premium. So he says. Anyways, so 2 things. One, share this room right now, like as many places as you can. Here's why. You're going to give someone the opportunity to win and have nothing to do with anything. And because you shared it out and they're here, there's going to be one wild card selection, which means someone's just going to come in here for the first time potentially and win. It's like the fast pass, but there's no, like, it's going to be random. So definitely share this out because one person will be randomly chosen that's not y'all. So this is the first time we're going to do this and last time. It'll happen probably once and maybe again next time. I don't know, but I want to try it. So let's give one person, you just got to share it out and say, just come in. They have to just be present. They're going to learn. It's free learning. You know, they're going to see your stuff and they might win, which is crazy, which means they get hosting right now and they get to keep it. But what I want you guys to do is take your link, put it in the bubble. Our team is going to start looking at it like right now. No, you can put it in the little purple bubble. You don't have to be speaker. To put it in the comment section? No, the bottom right here. So put it in the comment section and tag us. That's the first thing I need you guys to do. And if you're in Slack, you can also put it in Slack as well under the WordPress. That works too. We have a channel for this season. If you don't put your link, you absolutely cannot be chosen. That's just unfortunately how it is. So if you have the hosting and you have a link, put it there right now. If you don't have it, well, you have to. So there's no exceptions. So if you want really easy for me to see is comments and tag at TSI_org. You can also put it in Slack if you are not seeing the little comments because I just had to kill the app because comments were gone for me temporarily. But when you share this, you can say like, there's going to be 9 winners, but one is going to be chosen at random. Not random, but like we're going to look around and choose someone. And they don't necessarily have to have taken the whole class at all. So it's a good opportunity. Maybe one of your friends get it. That's like huge. And for the people that do get it and win, you're going to be able to retain your cPanel. Just so you understand, that means everything that's happening now just stays happening. There's no like extra step. You just don't have to pay for the server space. And your website can go public and you can use your own domain. Those of you who are not selected, it's not the end of the world. But what it means is you're going to have about a week to 2 weeks to export your website and bring it somewhere else. And we're going to talk about where else it can go. There's a few places. You're not siloed into like spending hundreds of dollars. Don't worry. But it's really important if you would like to keep your link and would like to be entered into the sort of selection contest, you have to put it in the comment section and tag us or Slack. Without this, we just will not even put you in the selection pool. If that makes sense. Any questions on what's going on about that before I tell you some more stuff?
I'll just reiterate it from another voice. Take your site links and put them in the bottom right-hand corner. Make sure to tag TSI if you do that, or put them in the Slack channel as well. And take a moment to do that so we can go ahead and sort through this, make sure we get our winners identified, and take that time right now. Ross, I think you should be good, man. We'd love to hear more.
So yeah, well, we're going to talk about a few things. So first, if you don't know how to log in at this point, that's not good. So do a thumbs up if you can get in and you're in WordPress right now and you're ready to go. And then do like a thumbs down if you have no idea what's going on, which is okay too.
Ross, I have a question. We have a couple students that cannot be here tonight. Monique is one of them.
They could still like be selected.
Okay, because that was the question.
Yeah, so if you have a friend that's not here tonight, you should message them right now. Say they don't have to be here to be selected, but they so you should tell them to send you the link or DM us. That would be the advice.
That can be arranged. And one other question from the Peanut Gallery. The tools that we had in the Slack channel, things I think in week 3 and week 4, the links, etc., that were put in the Slack channel. There are a number of folks that either A, did not download them, or B, had to start over. How long are those links going to be active for folks to digitally hoard them into their backpacks?
What do you mean? Links where?
Well, the explanation, the only question I have is how long are the links active to download the content that was in the Slack channel?
Oh, it'll stay there.
So there's no expiration date?
No, not in the Slack. If you're in Slack, that's private.
No, I think that they're talking about, I actually don't know what they're talking about, but during week 3 and during week 4, we had very specific links in connection with the plugins.
You're good.
Okay.
If you're in Slack, you're going to be, you're not being kicked out of Slack, for example.
Okay. Then that's okay. I'm going to leave it there for the recording. You're not going to get kicked out of the Slack channel, and links that are active in there are not going to expire. All right. Excellent.
So any other questions?
We have Jeff G that has a question. I think he's coming up into the speaker box. I know that he was one of the gentlemen this morning that was like, I want to win so bad, and working very hard behind the scenes. So Jeff, welcome up.
Hey, it is what it is. Well, I'm up. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I have the Twitter glitch, so I'm going to duck down Cash Money and you can bring me back up.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, Sarah, what they're asking about were a couple of the plugins that we could only get through those links. They weren't available on the normal plugin store on cPanel and WordPress.
Yeah, so basically anything in the Slack is going to remain in Slack. So if you want to go there in 7 months, it'll be there. But anything that's like cPanel or live will go down after like a week or 2, obviously, unless you're maintaining it. So if you go to Slack and you download it again, or in the future, it will work. You'll be able to do these things. The only downside, I guess, would be if you don't take your backup, right? And you're just ignore it. And you're just like, whatever, I had fun, cool. If you don't take your backup somewhere else and make it live, you're going to lose the licensed ability. So it has to exist somewhere. And we're going to show you where you can make it exist. And it's not like hundreds of dollars, but if it doesn't exist, then you can't really install it without it existing, if that makes sense, even with the plugin, because the plugin's got to go into something, which is called Divi. And Divi's not activated unless you're using the backup.
Folks, an easy way to think about this is like if you are taking cuttings from different plants, right? That's what you've gotten. You've got a bunch of different cuttings from plants, and you're going to have to figure out where to plant them in your own garden. And if you don't, they're going to wither away and die. So those are the kinds of things when you have open source classes like this, and you have open source tools and things that folks are letting you use in a digital medium. It's on us. The decentralization, the self-custodial accountability kind of thing. This is part of the lesson that is involved in all of these classes, is that as an entrepreneur, it begins and it ends with you. And so you have to take those ideas and you have to make them impactful, but you also have to own them. And in order to own them, you actually have to void the warranties and take them home with you. Break open the box and make sure that you are caretaking these things. A lot of folks will forget. Remember in week 2 or 3, when I said, okay, you write down your websites, you write down your passwords, you also write down the date that you subscribe to certain things. How many of you got a domain name just for this class? You have to remember when you bought it, because if you don't re-up and you don't pay for those ICANN fees, then you're going to lose your website, right? These are all things that we have to learn as entrepreneurs, and taking ownership of the entire packet, figuring out where it has to go live, and figure out what it needs to continue to live and grow and thrive. If you have a Stripe that's attached to this, or a credit card that's attached to that, if it has an expiration date, you have to be cognizant of that, because the real consequences is that you don't have anybody that is going to follow up on these details. If you need to fix your website, it's on you because you've created it. So think of it as those little things. You're walking through an orchard and someone has given you a graft to an old tree that is going to provide you fruit for years and years and years if you take care of it. And so I hope that each and every one of you, before you leave tonight, if there are any questions in your head about what to do, make sure you speak up. And if you don't want to speak up in class, that's okay. Make sure you speak up in the Slack channel and make sure that you know exactly what you need to take care of this beautiful little, sprout seedling of an idea, to make sure that it can take root and actually grow into, a thriving big thing for many generations. Okay. This is your cue, Ross, to
Yeah, I was
chime
just
in. I know
unmuting.
you're
So
tippy typing in the background, playing
I'm
with
typing,
Hedra.
I'm coding, I'm unmuting and muting. Anyways, so I know there's a bunch of you here that have domains, and I'm using my eyes, but the eyes don't count. So again, during my deliberation right now, if you're not posted, you're not in the running. So if there's no link with tag or something, if we don't see it, and if you're like not sure, you can just be like, "Hey, do you got my link?" Right now, you can just come up and just do that. It's really important that we have your link, or else we're not seeing it, so we can't even look at it.
It's not just the link to the website. For those of you that have happened upon this space because you were invited into the room by a friend, make sure you post that in the purple bubble too. Say, hey, I was invited here. I have no idea what's going on, but I know I need to be here because I'm in the running for a digital backpack full of a pay it forward, awesome, random act of kindness. We definitely need your name too, because I see a lot of familiar faces to me, but I know for a fact that you were not a part of the classes for the last 6 weeks. So if you were invited here by somebody else, tap them on the face, on the PFP on your screen. Make sure you give them a thank you in the purple bubble so that we know you are a guest and that a random act of kindness has been sprinkled upon you like glitter that never leaves. So make sure we do that too.
And yeah, we're collecting right now. So um, as we see it, we will be using your sites right now and reviewing. If we don't see it, it's really important that we do, or else we're not going to go look at everybody's profile, because there's some people that in the beginning came and just never activated it, which is fine, or never continued. But you all are you're here. It's at the end, the literal end, and you're here. Don't not make yourself heard with your link in whatever shape that it is. It actually doesn't even matter. It's important that you show something. There are some DMs I have that people are like, I don't know if I want to show it. And I'm just like, what are you waiting for? Show it now. So whatever you got, whatever you made, show it. If you made two, make two. Two entries is better than one.
One of the other things I think that would be very helpful, just for posterity's sake, right here in the recording, um, if on your personal timeline or here in the purple bubble, tagging us, obviously, um, talk about what you learned and your why. I created Pocket Folks, and I'll just start so that you can use me as an example of what to do or what to change, right? I started Pocket Folks and I had no idea what I was going to do with it. Just that I own the domain name and I wanted to dink around with it. I had no rhyme or reason as to what I wanted to do. But I think in about week 4, when I started accumulating some pages and thinking, what am I going to do? I had to sit back for a minute because I realized at that moment that I didn't know what I actually wanted to produce. I didn't know what plugins to even look at. And it's still really kind of one of those questions that I did not understand or did not answer for myself what this could be, because it obviously didn't match each other. This is a perfectly awesome and okay thing to happen. And it happens to everybody along the course of an idea. Sometimes there's a miscarriage of an idea, is that you
Sarah, by
look
the
at,
way,
yes,
if
love.
you want, you can do a little, like for a few minutes, like a little chit chat story time while everyone's submitting, because we need to look at them. And it's just take us like.
I understand. I'm helping you right now behind the scenes. You
But
just
yeah,
didn't
we're just
realize it.
being transparent, guys. Overload us with whatever links you got, please.
Yes. So in your links that you are posting, tell the story. A lot of times people don't understand by a simple link what it means. Okay. I see Vlad laughing. He understands. I am good at telling stories. But the long and the short of it is that you've come a long way. You've learned a lot of skills. What was your intent? What was your why? Because I can guarantee you a lot of you, I have all of the DMs to prove it, changed halfway through because you realized what the task was, what the assignment was. And that's part of the learning process too. Is sometimes you look at it and say, wow, this is not what I thought it was supposed to be. Wow, this is actually a lot more difficult. Or wow, I really hate my bank because they're not letting me have Stripe. Um, and then you learn a workaround, right? These are all kinds of things that fit into the narrative of what it means not only to be an entrepreneur, but it's your origin stories. You know, I think of Morgan's site or I think of Starboss's site. I'm naming these two particular because I watched them kind of more than others. I watched Jeff and seeing how his site started, stopped, started again. And I think it's wonderful how some of these things kind of played out. Lucia, I saw her site too. And obviously Kathleen working on her stuff, and Dan. Um, it's fun to watch because you learn so much about a person via what they choose, what they pick. You know, if it's more telling in a lot of ways. You know, I immediately gravitated towards a template that fit me as a maker. I totally jonesed it. I loved it. I loved the whole thing. It looked like a studio. It looked like a workshop, but it had nothing to do with my original idea. And I could not you know, kind of circle that square or square that circle. I couldn't fit it because you have to let go of one or the other. And sometimes that's a hard thing to do. And it's very hard to do when you're listening in on class and trying to do it on multiple screens, which a lot of you did. And a lot of you got very frustrated, dinking around from one to the other or whatnot. But when you're connecting your links, especially in the bubble, answer the question: why'd you take the class? Why did you commit to 6 weeks? Why did you pick the subject that you did? What was your passion? Why was it something that you felt uniquely qualified or uniquely have to finish? There's something within every one of us that has a unique experience that wants to share it with the world. What was the problem that you wanted to solve? You know, these are the kinds of things that make it real. It's not just here, I have this site. It's more than that because, you know, you find the address on the internet or, you know, in the digital overlay. But until it's connected to a human story, it's not a story worth retelling. You know, you have to kind of sit back and think about that process. Um, Karis is one of my favorite people on the whole planet, and she knows it. I love her so much. She's so gifted and talented. And, you know, she expressed something that I feel daily. She's like, I'm not posting it. It's not perfect yet. And I love that because I felt the same way. And I know how many other people in this room said the same thing. But like Ross alluded to, it doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be progress. And progress is always greater than perfection in this case. Once you own a website, you are constantly going to have to be updating it. Prices are going to change. Motivations are going to change. Styles and, you know, trends are going to change. Your offerings are going to change. You know, those are kinds of things that you have to be resilient and adapt to those kinds of variables. Sometimes a website might go down, a widget might no longer be, you know, accessible. Those are kinds of things that you have to deal with. And these are the kinds of classes that kind of test your steel, you know, whether or not they're going to achieve it or not. By a show of hands, how many of you actually have put in a link in the bubble down below? Like any kind of emoji. Artie, you did? Morgan, have you? I see
Beautiful.
Jeff. Is he rut row?
About
And
Curtis.
to.
I just wanted
About
to
to.
add in on that with you,
Sorry.
Sarah, and just kind of relay to people. Come on up and tell us what the idea was, what inspired you. Tell us where you are in the project right now. I'd love to hear from our folks as TSI reviews the sites that have been posted. Guys, come on up here. Tell us why you built what you built, where you are in the process, what you need to get even further. This is a live, building session. You're in a community of innovators. Take advantage of that. Don't leave the session, close your computer, close your phone, and go, shoot, should have talked about what I was building. Let's do it. Artie, I'm really glad you're up here. I was clicking on some links. And guys, if you haven't, go to the comments, look at some of your fellow innovators, look at what they're building. Artie, I love the site. I love that you're doing a show in a podcast. I love that that's all showcased on there. The site looks definitely you in a lot of ways. Very cool, my friend. I see some people grabbing the mics. I see we got hands up. Let's do this thing. Artie, we'll go over to you. Let's try to keep these around, I don't know, like 60 seconds, I don't know, 120 seconds or so. And
Kind of like
we'll
a
go to the next
practice
person.
pitch, you know?
Yeah.
Wink,
Yeah, but
wink, nod, nod.
no pressure. Just kind of tell us why you built what you're building. And Artie, let's go to you first.
All right, cool. Yeah, first of all, I had a question. Like, am I good just putting my home link there since everything is linked at the top, or do I need to put each individual one?
You should be good just putting that main link. I was able to surf, through the whole site at that rate. So I'm
Okay.
sure the same is for TSI.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I've been doing my podcast for just under a year now, and I wanted to revamp the website, so I took this opportunity to do it. I created my homepage that just has my newsletter on there. I have a video on there, which I'm not sure if I should keep because I think it slows down the site quite a bit. I have a listen section where people can now just go straight to the website and listen on there. There's no video, of course, but people can go and search all the episodes right there, listen right on the browser. There's an about section, pretty blank there. I'm not a very wordy person when it comes to describing the podcast and myself, but Yeah, I'll add more to that. There's another page that is dedicated to my dog that passed away last year. Just has a bunch of images of him. There is a support the show section that has my Fractal Zoo website, which is just cool shirts that I created that I wear basically in every episode. There's my Amazon store link there, and then there's a bunch of affiliate or a few affiliate links. There's my AI Tutor and Pixio links, and then there's my Riverside affiliate link. And then I'm creating a guest frequently asked questions where I'm going to start directing people there instead of like doing a whole spiel every time I invite somebody on. And I want to just direct people to that so they can see the information. So I don't have to just keep repeating it every time I book a guest. So I can be like, oh, just check out this section and be able to see anything you need, and then just reach out if you have any more questions. So that's pretty much it. I'll have a store connected, but I disconnected it for now because I need to put more thought into it. So I will be reconnecting that. I didn't want something like half-assed there and yeah, not have it ready to go. So I'm gonna work on that a little bit later too. That's it.
Beautiful. Artie, thank you for coming up and sharing that. I have the site in front of me. I was kind of going along the pages. This is really cool and really well done. I'll take a moment and give you one of these for coming up. Go support Artie. Oh, we got two of them. Sarah's getting loud with the claps. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's go on over to let's see, Lucia. Lucia, we'll have you go next. Go ahead and take a minute or two, share with us what you've built, why you built it, and feel free to take this opportunity to share with anybody listening now or in the recording and tell them what you're looking for. Maybe, a partner, maybe just building and you want some feedback, or maybe you just want to share. That's totally great. Lucia, let's go over to you. I think you had double clicked the mic there, Lucia. You are muted.
Can you hear me okay?
You sound very quiet, kind of like a mouse. See if we can get you louder. See.
Quiet. Okay. Hold on a second.
Oh, all right. Sounded much better.
Is that better?
Oh, nope. We are quiet again.
Can you hear me now?
It's an AT&T commercial. We are losing. I'd say you're at 50% volume.
Okay. What about now?
Yeah, much better, Lucia. That sounds good.
Better? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good enough. Okay. So I've been working on building a site for homeschool parents to help with just like I've been working on a site that has to do with chatbots for homeschooler parents specifically to help them, um, you know, with content planning, lesson planning, curriculum design, individualized lessons, and those kind of things. And also chatbot for SATs and standardized tests. So that's the website is kind of about that. And I had a lot of trouble, especially this morning, or yesterday morning, or it was this morning, but last night I was working on the site and I just like lost the whole thing. So like it just, you know, I did something and the whole thing disappeared. So I was trying to figure out how to get it back together. Turned out it wasn't a hard fix, but I just didn't know how. So yeah, those things, and it's been fun trying to navigate just my own life and the busyness that I've going on, family in town, and all these different things going on, and then trying to do this. But I tell you what, I've learned a lot, and I reviewed a lot. I'm kind of starting to get the hang of it. Certain things are like kind of drive me nuts. Like I can't figure out how to get the blog page to not be the front page because that's not supposed to be even be on there right now because I don't have it developed. And it's always on there. Even if I delete the blog completely, it's still there. So I don't know why it's on there, but so just stuff like that. But I am working on it, and I would love to be a candidate for winning, but I I don't know at this point if I'm even in the running. I tried my best to get it going. So anyways, that's what's going on.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Lucia, best of luck in continuing to build out that chat bot. You certainly have a home for it now. I'm so glad you came up and shared it. I hope you join us Saturday. There's a lot of great builders in that space. I bet you could collaborate with. But Lucia, good stuff over the past 6 weeks. We'll give you one of these as well. Let's make our way across the stage here over to Kathleen. Kathleen, we'll give you a couple minutes to share with us what you were building, what the site was. I'll go ahead and pull it open, and great to have you on stage, Kathleen. Mike is yours.
Thanks, Josh. And thanks, Ross and Sarah and Alistair for all your help. I'm still lost in La La Land, and everything Lucia just said, thank you for that, because that's all I seem to do is try to find the page that I just saved and go, why isn't it my front page? But I think I'm starting to get it. I'm really, really grateful for all of this, even though it's been super stressful, because everything that we're doing now, I've been trying to do for 10 years. And, you know, in 2010, I opened a box. I think I've talked to some of you about this, of antique writings, a banned French book. I fell into this research world and of these poems from Emily to Kate. And I believe they're Emily Dickinson's to her lover, Kate. And then in 2015, my article was published in the Emily Dickinson Journal. I became a published author, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do the next one. And then I started back at UCLA in screenwriting again. I developed a pilot. I was doing that. COVID hit, classes were canceled. And then, Sarah, you probably met me in NFT land, and I started selling my artwork. In the meantime, my dad died, and I got all the family inheritance of pictures and my family story. So I am buried in wanting to create, and get it out there. And this has sort of brought it all in my face, where I want to gamify, first of all, this Emily Dickinson thing, because I have 1,000 clues, and I've gone back to all the universities, to their reading rooms, and I've copied everything, and I it's fascinating, but it's a lot. So I will be looking for some people to help me, but right now I'm just excited to be able to see for myself what I'm building. And I wish we could have more WordPress classes on the details of that live. Thank you. That's about the best I can do.
Kathleen, this site I'm looking at is so cool. And so I'm so grateful you came up and shared that kind of backstory and history with us. Look, innovation happens in so many ways. It's not just in business and products, it's in ideas, it's in history, it's in uncovering ways that people can learn that history. And I just admire what you're doing there, Kathleen. This is a really, really cool site. We will have to do more stuff on getting into the nitty gritty on editing the details of our WordPress site. We will have to do that. And I appreciate the note. We'll go ahead and give you one of these. Well done, Kathleen. All right, we'll keep working
On the
our way here.
soundboard. Bye.
No worries. Great to have you. Folks, the people who come up, your fellow innovators who share what they're building, what they're working on, give them a follow, stay in their circle, reach out to them, see how you can be helpful. This is a community where collaboration is the new currency. Let's prove that. Kirk, I'm going to go over to you, my friend. Let's hear. We'll give you a couple minutes to share about your site. You know, what brought you into this space.
I don't think Sarah or anybody's actually calling out hands, guys, but
I think we might have Jeff not able to hear me. Can everybody hear me okay?
I can
Are we
hear
doing
you,
good?
Josh, but I can't hear any
I
of your
can.
soundboard, and I don't think that Jeff can hear you, hon.
Okay, we're gonna have to make Jeff take a lap. My soundboard is only for me, so there was claps going on there, guys.
That's why I was clapping
Yeah.
before. I was like, oh, he forgot to clap. I'll help him out. And then I slipped my finger across, and you're like, mute, mute, mute. Yeah, there's a lot of glitches going on in the space.
Yeah,
right
there
now.
are. Well, we're dealing with it all. I'm proud of you guys for doing that. Let's go on over to Kirk. Kirk, we'll give you a couple minutes to talk it up here. And I see we have some more hands. I'll invite anybody to come on up. We'll spend a little bit of time doing this before we announce the winners. We want to hear what you were working on. Kirk, we'll go over to you, sir.
Well, I didn't get very deep into the editing as I wanted to. I still have a menu to build out and to tie the store in. The goal here is to build a portfolio site, because right now I have things smattered all over the internet. I have things on SoundCloud, I have things on Behance, and then, you know, the content I generate, you know, with the tools that are available through Pixio or TSI's, programs. Like there's so much content. So getting that all into a place where people can kind of see it, and then maybe offering some things like the morph images available for download into a little picture frame. That kind of thing was where I was headed with this. If I could have gotten further down the field with it, but I mean, I've been really busy. I'm also working on learning Node.js in the middle of all of this, because if you learn Node.js and Tailwind, you can do some really interesting things within the web design and implementation, and you can actually tie that together with what you're doing with Divi too. So yeah, it's complicated. Like where I am, what I'm trying to do, like I want to try to take it to another level, because I mean, just this week I got a client call and I was doing some Divi updates and putting some bios up for a client that does psychology work, and I maintain their list on an ongoing basis. But yeah, so thanks very much. But yeah, this has been an awesome project, awesome class, and I hope that people are paying attention. You can learn so much, and it is all directly usable, and you can go out and get clients with that immediately.
Kurt, I am so glad you had a great 6 weeks inside this Idea to Impact course. And even better to hear what you've been working on. I am excited to see where this idea takes you even further into impact, brother. Well done. Sarah, I know that my claps don't work. Sometimes that's just the nature of X. Why don't I clap and you clap? That way everybody can benefit. All right, we'll give them a round of applause. All right, hopefully the folks heard that. This is proof we're not in the simulation. The technology doesn't work, right? No, I love it, Kirk. Thanks for being here, my friend, and looking forward to hearing from you on future ITTs into the growth of that. Guys, keep in mind on Saturday, we do pitch rooms a lot like this where you can get feedback from a whole panel of people. So not just a couple minutes on stage, but maybe even 30, 40 minutes of feedback every Saturday. Let's go on over to Sharon. Sharon, good to see you. Welcome on into the session. I know you and Alisher are doing awesome stuff. I want people to go check that out. We talked about it last ITT, but great to have you on the stage, so it's easy to click. We'll go ahead and give you the mic. Tell us what you've been building, how this last 6 weeks have been for you. Mic is yours.
Hey everyone. I already have a site and I wanted to reimagine it with WordPress because it's just more professional. But I threw everything overboard because I'm working on another project with the TSI team. I'm actually paying them to help me out to establish something. I can't really say much at the moment. I think we'll get there by September. I will be telling more about that, but I'm working closely with the TSI team to imagine, the project. Ross and I had a couple of talks. I had a couple of ideas, but he helped me to find a better idea, and that's what we're doing. So more soon. At the moment, I can't really talk much about it. Thank you.
Sharon, I am excited. Talk about a cliffhanger. If you're working closely with the TSI team, if your passion's involved, I bet it's going to be a project that we're really going to want to see. So come September, please drop by an ITT. I'm excited to see all the posts that come, and give us an update along the way, if you will. Folks, go check out Sharon and all the great things that she's doing in this sphere. It's really cool to see innovators just taking all these great leaps and adding value to the X community. You rock, Sharon. Sarah, you want to hit us with the claps? I guess mine's broken.
I love the fact that I can just sit here and play with the soundboard, but I just wanted to say too, just give major flowers to Sharon. For those of you that don't know, she's a prime example of what happens when we talk about collaboration being the next currency. Being in class here, taking the class, and then taking it and running with it and having her own space where she invites the TSI folks in to help her community learn. And I think it's such a valuable thing. And when you see that out in the wild, to point it out that it's not intended, the class is not a verb or not a noun, it's a verb. You're supposed to take it and run with it and do things. And Sharon's just a prime example of that. She has a kindness and a compassion about her. And if you ever get a chance to be in her spaces, especially with Alisher, it's a very special time. And how they're building that ecosystem around, it's just so great to see the transfer of skills and knowledge and the willingness to serve others. So I wanted to give you your flowers too, Sharon. It has been such a privilege to watch that whole entire relationship kind of blossom, and all of the new people that have come in and learned, about AI through you. So you just continue to shine. You're a beautiful, beautiful human.
That is so kind of you, Sarah. I really appreciate you mentioning the Friday spaces. It wouldn't be possible without Alisher. I mean, they have so much to do, but they're still taking time to teach us things. Morgan is my beautiful co-host. I'm so happy to have her too. We're doing something cool now coming Friday, since everybody's talking about Claude, and the new model, Sonnet 3.5. We're going to try to we're going to build something, a 3D visualization with Claude, and I'm just so looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. There's so much to explore. It's just, AI is really, really cool. Thanks so much, Sarah, for mentioning that. And Josh, I really appreciate you mentioning that too. Thank you.
You bet, Sharon. There's like so many elements in angles to this AI revolution. I love the way that you're tackling it. Many flowers indeed. We'll keep cruising across the stage here. Dan, I think you are next on my list. We'll go over to you, sir. A couple minutes to talk to us about the site that you built. How was the 6 weeks here for you? And Mike is yours.
Oh my goodness, I gotta lead with gratitude because I'm so thankful, so thankful for the experience, the opportunity, and the learning. And also with how difficult it was and how much I really had to kind of bet on myself, and partition time to intentionally do problem solving in real time. And for all those like 2 a.m. Slack calls and with all the slackers, and so talk about transformation too. I think I have actually transformed as a creator from this class. And if you think about like the minuscule time in the stretch of a life that 6 weeks really is, it seemed like forever, but it really wasn't that long. And my idea coming into this, my site is for meditation music. And back in 2016, I had just this harebrained, spontaneous idea to do a completely improvised album with a cello player that I was touring with around the country for about 3 years with an artist named Taichi. And I just happened to be in New York for something else, and he was there. He's actually a music director for Broadway shows. And I said, "Hey, I will pay you for 2 hours of your time to just I'm going to create some tracks, and I want to create a meditative experience that goes around the circle of fists. If you're a music nerd, it's one of those things like if you know, you know." Um, and just a way for people to build energy and then dissipate energy. That life cycle of breath that we have moment to moment. And that's what I wanted to emulate. And I thought the only way I could really do that is improv. So we did this whole album in 2016, and I released it in all the places. And I thought, all right, I'm going to have everybody worldwide listening to my music. And then I did nothing with it. I didn't promote it. I didn't believe in it enough to say, this is, something I need to just keep getting out there. I thought, I thought it was cool. So I thought everybody else would find it and think it's cool too. But fast forward to now, after years in the classroom, knowing how learning is about transformation. The transformation for me was going from, here's something I never really got out there. Now I'm going to get it out there. That was the intention. But now I see this website as a way to connect with people globally. I'm actually coming off of, I literally just got back to the hotel room at ISTE in Denver. So hello, Denver folks. I know a lot of the the folks here leading this panel are from the Colorado area, and I was one of my close partners that I presented with this morning, Donna Guerin. She's somebody I invited in here. She's down in the listener section. Check her out. So it went from this, I got to get this music out there, to now I have a way to connect globally in in a way that I can just offer, and I can lead with value. And because I believe in this album, I wanted to just put it out there in its entirety. And through using Pixio and my AI tutor, I was able to actually create some digital art very intentionally, and some meditations to go along with each of these tracks. And now it's becoming a whole thing. And I just, where this project is going, I'm going to be working with Indra Bartona, who has the Positivity Vibe Tribe community here. She's going to actually narrate the meditations that I wrote for me. And then we're going to partner on that. And the next iteration is actually creating a meditation chatbot where users can come in and just have a tailored meditation where they give a goal, they give where they're at, maybe some adjectives. I'm a film music composer, so I always tell everybody, if you give me 3 adjectives, I will dial it in 3 dimensions what that experience is, on film. So I'm just excited to know that this is not the end. This graduation is like a milestone, and it's a new beginning. So thank you to everybody. I'm getting all like emotional now because I'm seriously thankful for this.
Dan, it has been so cool to not just have you in this, idea to impact space, but all the weeks in the ITT since we first met you and our worlds collided. I mean, the gravity of music and compassion and love for collaboration has never been higher, my friend. It's so good to have you. It's so cool what you're building. I'm on musicformed.xyz right now, and it's a beautiful site. I can't wait to see what you do. You're right. This is just a milestone. And something that I agree with you, Dan, is the transformation bit. And we talk about it sometimes, but it's real, because even when as we learn new things, our worldview slightly changes to accompany the new information we have. And with that, new possibilities, new opportunities, and then new action that we can take in the world. So I love the learning experience. It's hands-on and there's so much going on here, but it's transformational. It's that transformation that allows us to create great things, to go from idea to impact, just like you're doing, brother. So well done to you. Sarah, I'd love to get you to clap for us if you could. And then I see you got a hand up. We'd love to hear from you, Sarah.
I was just going to say, Dan, I'm reaching through the phone and I'm giving you a hug. I know how much you've sacrificed the 6 weeks too. I know the struggles behind the scenes that you are facing. And I know that the bravery you've had to summon to face adversity in order to get this thing out here. And to believe in yourself when no one else believes in you is one of the hardest things in the world. To have such faith of an open hand that the universe will fill it because you have that thing in your heart that says, I have to build, I have to build. But it also counts your tears too, those frustrations and everything else. And I wanted to give you your flowers because I've had a number of DMs from you, and I'm so proud of you. You've seen it through. You've seen it through. You could have given up and taken the easy way out, and you didn't. And so I'm tackle hugging you through the phone. You did an awesome job, and the site's beautiful. You did a great job, Dan.
Folks, I encourage you to go check out this site by Dan. There's a lot of stuff on here. Guided meditations, music, educational information. Big shout out to also Jacob Yates. Looks like he was playing the cello for you on some of this stuff. Dan, well done, sir. Great to have you. This is the beginning of many awesome ideas to impact. And like you said, a milestone in this current idea you have. We love it, man. Let's go on over to Rut Row. Rut Row, always good to see you back inside the ITT. We'll give you the mic to talk about your project for just a couple minutes. Share with us how these 6 weeks have been for you. And please, mic is yours.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin, but I lost my job and I found you guys like back with the SaaS SaaS project. I found him via Educator, and Sarah happened to be in it. And I don't know if ITT came first or TSI, but y'all have been a godsend. So my whole thing of what I wanted to do is learn. I wanted to add AI to my quiver of things, and help people learn to use AI for their work, because people are really afraid they're going to lose their jobs. Mine wasn't for that, but just use AI so to up and level their game so they won't lose their job, or they can be part of a team and be innovative and be creative and be that value team maker, even for old people. So, of which I am. Anyway, I I have um, I'm sort of a business analyst. I've worked for a lot of different enterprises and have rolled out a lot of different things. So adding AI would, to my skill set, would totally help out. And so I'm trying to learn it through my journey and then hopefully teach others. So that's sort of what I was hoping to do and have been doing. And, following Sharon Space and everybody in here. And I've just learned a lot, and just people are just wonderful and beautiful, and it's just given me a lot of inspiration. So that's it.
Ro, I am so glad you came up and grabbed the mic. There's a lot of active builders in the community, and I love the way that you're actively showing what you're doing, talking about hitting the next steps. And look, it was a godsend to find you as well, because I'm telling you that this community is not this community without people like you who show up, who want to add more tools to their tool belt, who want to implement those and make an impact. You're in the right place with the right people, and we're so glad to have you. Sarah, you want to hit me with some claps? Ro, you rock. Thank you for grabbing that mic. Let's go on over to Sarah. Did you have something you wanted to add? I know a lot of these students. I'm sort of helping to run through some of the 1 to 2 minute talks, but Sarah is our teacher. She should be giving a lot of the notes and feedback. So at any point, if you
No,
have
it's
something to
just,
share with these builders, you
it's
feel
one of
free
the
to unmute that
things,
mic.
especially with Rutro, it takes an act of vulnerability, and there's a sense of fear when you have to reinvent yourself. And, when you lose a job or you have a divorce or, a death in the family, major, life changing things, there's a natural tendency to want to curl up in a ball, not reach out for help or reach out to other people. And that vulnerability allows you to connect to humans in a very unique and incredible way. It is the faith of an open hand that I mentioned with Dan, that you're opening your hand up instead of holding and fisting a ball around whatever it is that you have. You're opening it up and saying, I'm ready to receive it. And you have no idea, because a lot of times we come to these spaces and have no clue what we're supposed to do. But you use the things that you have on hand, and you offer your skills to help build up other people. And when you do that, when you offer to build up somebody else, it unearths certain talents. Roro, you are one of the most amazing people in terms of coming out of the woodwork to help others. You have a servant's heart, and that can only come from a place of brokenness and understanding what it means to have nothing. When you have nothing, you understand what it means to give. And I just think it's so beautiful. And I am really proud of you too. You are the recipient of the Ideas to Impact Scholarship, and what you've been doing with it is an inspiration. So I'm really thankful that you came up and shared your story, because a lot of people are in the same boat and they're not willing to say anything about it because it's an act of shame if you lose your job or something like that. But by you sharing your vulnerability, it allows other people to have that same faith of an open hand. So I just love you to the moon and back, kiddo. I'm really, really proud of you.
I absolutely love it. I mean, what we've been doing these last 6 weeks, it just blows my mind. Blows my mind, with the digital backpack full of equipment, the education from TSI, the patient, great team over there, Sarah, the Idea to Impact scholarships, folks. These last 6 weeks, and even that SaaS Idea to Impact series we did, I think we're just getting started in a lot of ways. And Rutro, it's awesome to have you in and building and making this happen. I double down on so much of that. Let's go on over to Jeff G. Hopefully we got our mics working, sir, and you can hear me. Generally, a lap around the track solves all issues. We'll go ahead and give you the mic for a couple minutes to talk about your website, your experience in this course, and anything else that you want to add, my friend. Mike is all yours.
Well, thank you. And so glad everybody's here. And this is going to be very interesting tonight. So I could talk for hours because I have spent the last several years developing everything that's going into the website that I'm trying to put together. But there's how do I want to put it? One of the ideas, and I've actually seen the guys in the educators community starting to put this together and make it work, where we can have a live video stream and in conjunction with something like a Spaces discussion group kind of thing, where you can actually do like a podcast with real-time live audience participation, which was one of the ideas I've been chasing for several years now. Another major element that I intend to build into this is an investors cooperative program. It's a nonprofit or not-for-profit program that focuses on local investing for developing sustainable local economics independent of the traditional Wall Street controlled, banking industry controlled nonsense, that so many of us are getting so tired of these days. The main reason, and I put some other things in there on I added to the thread to my link post in there. There's, like I said, there's just a crap ton in there. And but this has given me the first real opportunity to try and pull this whole thing together and actually start getting it off the ground, But the major reason I actually wanted to raise my hand was because when I was listening to Kathy or Kathleen, I can't see her whole name, when she was talking, she was mentioning that legacy from her father and, the artwork, and I'm in a lot of pictures and stuff. And it reminded me of something that I ran across on TikTok here, probably about 2.5, 3 months ago. Somebody had come up with the idea of stenciling QR codes on like somebody's tombstone. And if you flash your phone over it, it brings up film and video and photos that memorialize the departed. Okay. And it was just absolutely heart touching and a brilliant idea. And my thought was that if, for Kathy in particular, with what she was talking about, if she was looking for some sort of a business idea, I think something, what she's been building on could easily transition into that. And just thought that was something I'd throw out there for her to think about.
Jeff, I'm so glad you threw that out there. And Kathleen, I know is in the audience. I know is soaking that in. What an incredible idea. I'm sure, there's certain ways for that to be done ethically and right. And the whole concept of being able to memorialize them and read more and see pictures is a really beautiful idea. Also, sir, you had mentioned some very awesome elements about, live podcasting and video and all of that great stuff. I do want to keep just let everybody know that on the Innovators Think Tank, we do have that live stream component. And Jeff, I love the thinking to weave that even more seamlessly with these events. I think that this is just the tip of the iceberg for idea to impact it. Some of those great ideas you have are certainly on the table, and awesome to see other spaces making it happen. Sarah, you might hit me on some big old round of applause. All right, we'll keep moving here. Bill Hirsch, good to see you, my friend. And that's Douglas's brother. Douglas has been an expert on the ITT many times on Saturday. Great to see a family member in here in 6 weeks now building, Bill. Great stuff, my friend. I'll give you the mic. Talk for a few minutes about your experience in this course, what you've been building, what the inspiration was, and so on. Sir, mic is all yours. And Bill, just so you know, your mic is still muted, by the way.
Oh,
there we go.
okay.
All right, we got you.
I'm now speaking. Okay, so what I had been doing, well, if you look at my site, I'm going to be the brave one tonight. I didn't get too far past week 3. If you go to the site, you'll see that I have the index at the top and the theme selected. is pretty much as far as I ended up getting with the actual building. But I had a lot that has happened. Throughout the whole course, our father went to the hospital for for a couple of weeks, went to rehab, and is now back in the hospital. So, and I'm starting to have to learn how to live on my own and come up with an idea to support myself. I am a tutor at a community college, and I tutor math, computers, and programming, Microsoft Office. So, uh, my original idea was going to be coming up with a website. I wanted to come up with a website that allowed me to show the world about some of the mathematical ideas that I was coming up with. I have a lot of students who enjoy the way I explain things. Another possibility was I was starting to learn about prompt engineering as soon as I joined AI Tutor. One of the secret ideas, because I don't know if I'm going to continue in that direction, was possibly to become an AI tutor, be able to help people with AI tutor. Since it has over 100 models, it would be good to have somebody who could had the time like I do and sit down and understand and actually help people uh, learn AI tutor, because there's a lot of methods. There's a lot to learning about prompt engineering. So I had several possible ideas. It's just I wasn't really able to work on the site with every. It's really hard for me to focus on one thing at a time, and having the heavy load of what the life change, as Sarah put it, happened right as the course was beginning and all the way, and it's still going on. So I just wanted to let you know that originally I was working on it, and then I started to try to learn some skills that might turn out to be an idea that will end up being the website at some point. But right now, it's kind of stuck at week 3.
Bill, I want to just jump in. I know a little bit about you. You are a brilliant, brilliant mind in terms of your mathematics and everything else. And you've chosen a job that is not mathematics, which I always thought was interesting. But your brother shared some other things with me. You being a part of this class, this is the first time you've ever been a part of Twitter or X, the first time you've ever been in an X space. You've tested your voice, you've learned a new skill, you've come up to talk when that's not one of your superpowers, and you've come up with an idea and gotten through week 3, but more so, you've realized within you, you have the ability to create something from nothing, which is so freaking powerful that you started with the idea, but now you're thinking, you know what? I can be a My AI tutor. I could actually teach other people to use the tools that I have at my fingertips to better their life. And I cannot tell you how incredibly proud, I mean, not just that, how much it inspires me that you have come this far. And so I give you total flowers. I don't want to wreck the moment with a soundboard. I just want to tell you it's an honor and a privilege to have you in our pocket family, Bill. And as you progress and as you learn these new skills, all of us are coming with you. If you want to host your own space, we'll all show up. We will all be there to help you learn each step of the way, and celebrate your achievements, because this is a big deal. And I will lift up your dad, because I know how much this is for you, and the burden on your heart and the anxiety on your heart. And I just hope that the universe gifts you peace and eases that anxious heart, because you have it within you to overcome. You do. And I'm really, really proud of you, friend.
Thank you, Sarah.
And Bill, I'll say the fact that there was a life-changing situation for you at the beginning of the Idea to Impact series, and you're still here on week 6, the resilience that takes to show up and know that you're putting your time and your energy in the right place to take over this new responsibility. I think you should kind of look at yourself and realize, wow, like that is an incredible trait of an innovator, is to be that resilient and to still be here on week 6 and moving forward, regardless if the site is stuck on week 3. You're here on week 6, man. I'm very, very proud of you. We look forward to seeing you in the future ITT build sessions. And I'm with Sarah. Whatever you choose to do, let us know. We'd love to support you.
Thank you, Josh.
You bet, Bill. Always good to see you. Cash Money, you had a note?
Yeah, and Bill, I'm looking at your website, man, and from what I can tell, I can't even tell that you got stuck on week 3. Honestly, I'm blown away. The website's insanely good. The layout is clean. I'm betting you know more what you're missing than I do.
Well,
but
what happened is that's the base theme, and the in week 3 we were introduced to making the navigation bar. So essentially, you got the base theme with the navigation bar, and it looks really good because, well,
your website, brother, looks. I mean, if you look at mine, it looks like you're blowing mine out of the water. So I would take some pride in what you got done, man. In 3 weeks, it looks like you've completed a whole website to my eyes, almost.
I love it. Great notes, Cash Money. I got the site open too. Folks, make sure you're checking out your fellow innovators' sites along the way. They're all in the comments section. Everybody has been posting them. Well done, guys. I don't see any more hands up as we move towards the end of sort of showcasing and talking about what each of you have been building. I think we should move to the time everybody's been waiting for. I know everybody's, it's tense. You're on the edge of your seat. We have winners to announce, right? Let's do it. Ross, I'm going to give you the mic. I don't know what format you want to take. This is the first time something like this has been done, not just in this community, but I think, on X in this way. So I'll let you choose how you want to do it. How you want to announce these 10 winners will be up to you. And look, I'll give you the mic, brother. What do we got?
I might jump in real quick because he's in the background. I will tell you, the folks that are here in our audience today that were invited by other people. I think there are a lot of folks here, right? And there's a big prize on the table. I wanted to prepare you that you have to be in it to win it here. That's one of the rules, is that you have to be present to win. You can't just sit and do nothing. You can't be a noun, you got to be a verb. So if you're new to this space and you have not been here for the 6 weeks and have no clue why we're doing what we're doing, I'm going to invite you to come up and we're going to ask you one question. Ross has texted me behind the scenes, and it's, if you were to be able to have this full all-encompassing website package, this is a cPanel, it's a $280 a month prize, really. What would you do with it, and why do you want it? Many people here are developers. Some of them are, some of them aren't. They know the value of this prize, but you're here coming at the very end. It's almost like the prodigal son. You come in and you get to inherit the keys to the kingdom, but you still have to answer the question. So while we're waiting for Ross to finish, sussing out all of these sites, because he's also comparing how many people came every day, what kind of changes did you do to the site, all of the little pieces, because you know what, even an unfinished site is definitely in the running, especially if you were here every single week for the whole 5, 6, 7 hours and even after. But if you are interested in competing for a spot, because this class may be held again, please come up to the mic and raise your hand to speak. We want to know what you would do with it. What would you want? You got 60 seconds just to kind of tell the class so that
we can figure out who to give the extra prize to. So I wanted to put that out there. I wanted to also ask Ross to test your mic if you are available to come up and speak, friend. I'm not sure if he can hear us, Josh.
I can hear you now. I hear
very
you.
good. Very good.
I'm here. So I am, we need like maybe 2 more minutes, but if there's anyone in here that wants to take a shot into the metaverse, etherverse, internetverse, whatever you want to call it, and answer the one question, come up now or forever hold your peace.
I see one hand up. We got Lucia, and we're a couple minutes away from choosing some winners. Let's go ahead and get these last couple of hands, and we'll get to it. Lucia, mic is yours.
All right. So I don't know exactly. I don't remember exactly how the question was worded, but my understanding was that if I were to have, the program or the site, have access to it, what would I do with it? I think I understood that correctly. So if that is in fact right, yeah, what I would do with it. Well, first of all, I would definitely hash out or fill out the homeschool site and make it better and more effective with the chatbots. But I also am a mental health therapist, and so I would, with the extra site, I would definitely work on creating a very functional mental health site that I can get off my other um, hosted WordPress site that I have hosted with the company that I have to pay for. And then I would host it myself. I would definitely add some AI tools in there regarding mental health and just make a very effective website that my clients can easily find me and book appointments and such. So I would definitely use that for that purpose. In addition to wanting to continue with the homeschool programs that I have.
Amazing, Lucia. Great things to do with what could be won here today by 10 of the innovators. Love it.
That's also a power move, Lucia, is that you are here every 6 weeks. You already have your website in the running, but you're covering all your bases and saying, hey, I'm coming up to the mic. And if I wasn't one of those 10 people chosen or 9 people chosen, I'm going to fight tooth and nail for that one spot. I think that is a power move. And the tenacity is noted. I will tell you, it's noted on my card, and I have nothing to do with the picking and the choosing. But yeah, that was a power move, sister. That was a power move.
Lucia, brownie points with Sarah, those are equivalent to a lot. I know Ross, they got a bunch of brownie points so far added up. They got a box of brownies that came into their house. It was a legitimate transfer. Starboss, we'll
and
go
cheesecake and cheesecake
and cheesecake. I need the cheesecake points. You're gonna rack those up now. Starboss, we'll go on over to you. I'll give you a minute here to talk about what you would do with those tools with the suite if you win here today.
Okay, thank you so much for having me up. I ended up building 3 things. I built a store, and then I also built 2 websites. This is my first time ever working on this platform. One of them is private. I guess I could open it up. I mean, it's so the longer term, the immediate goal would be to set up the merchant store, which I just got my bank approval today for that. So that took me a couple weeks, but it's sorted out. So the longer term goal, I would attach the store to galaxystarnetwork.com, and that is in relationship to my regular daily spaces. And then the private site would be the longer term goal of, and anybody who's been in Galaxy Star Network, it's around mental health and wellness, but specifically around PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and dissociative disorders. And I am a survivor of it. And so what I'm developing is longer term goal would be to develop a community throughput with a portal and spatial, which would give not only patients and clients access to
the website and into the portal for healing and care, but also you would work with your whole medical team for like a holistic care, and it would be like a cooperative aspect from the physician's standpoint to care for the patient, and then also through the portal for the patient to come into the spatial environment. So that's a longer term goal for what I'm working on. Thanks, and it was great. I learned a lot.
You have a whole roadmap, Starboss. This is awesome. I know that you're in season 5, is it, of the nights and weekends, and you're building and moving forward in lots of great ways. I am so excited for what you're building. What you're building out, I think, is going to have incredible impact in many ways. And I love that you share your story and you're authentically you in so many ways. I love it. I love it. Sarah, anything to share? I know you have a great friend in Starboss in a lot of ways. Anything that you'd like to add?
Well, I just love her to the moon and back forever and ever. Amen. One of the things that I just absolutely am stunned by is the tenacity of Alice. Is that as a brain injured person, the hill that this woman climbs daily is immense. It is immense on so many different levels. In addition to having a daily space for over 230 days in a row as a part of her scratching tooth and nail in order to regain herself back. She has reached out to learn this skill. And I'll tell you, leaning heavily into my AI tutor, that she got that scholarship and she is not letting it go to waste. She is using and squeezing every drop out of it, asking it for all sorts of things and pushing the envelope of what it can do, including create this website every step of the way. It is so incredible to watch. And I hope that each and every one of you are inspired to greatness, because whatever it is, the setbacks in your life, we have the tools at our fingertips to overcome. And all it takes is you just to show up. And her showing up and holding other people accountable, the other people in this space, her classmates that would come to her space, Jeff, Brad, Smoke, Britta, all of these folks coming to her space in the morning to say, hey, Starboss, we're here to help you stay accountable to the mission that you've set forth, but to the commitment you've made to yourself. Each one of you had that same commitment showing up for 6 weeks. I am going to tithe my first fruits, my best time to myself to, build a new skill. I just think that is so freaking, it's incredible. It's just incredible. And you know what? This room is filled with these kinds of stories. You guys are amazing. You're just amazing. So thank you. Thank you for sharing, Starboss. And you continue to shine, because the world needs more of that light of yours. It really does.
I love it. I absolutely love it. We will go on over to Dan. Dan Roeder, please go ahead. Give us 1 minute, sir, on what you would do with the prize if you were to win it here today. Mike is yours.
Yeah. So scaling beyond this meditation website, which is a very, very personal project. One of my other, I don't know, pieces of the hat factory. One of the other hats I wear is with a nonprofit, and we write songs. And one of the things that I've been trying to build for the last 2 years is finally kind of coming into focus, which is a way to help students in resource-ready / underserved communities be able to use the songs that we write with them through David Z Foundation as a revenue generating model for a music program for schools. I believe wholeheartedly that music needs to be in every class in education, music and the arts, and it's how we connect. So that's one piece of it. I'm also looking at, I'm a disability advocate and somebody who is insanely interested in neuroscience. So where I would go with that is number one, building out resources with my project I'm doing with the build space, and I'm building a MIDI controller that is a brain control interface that gives access to nonverbal students and people that speech language is not the way they communicate. And I'm going to have people have access to creating music with their brainwaves. And then the other piece is using it as a place to host research that I'm doing with Alzheimer's and dementia, and using music as a way to bridge these lucid moments into accessing memory through music and holding on to those moments longer. So it's kind of a whole suite of ideas that I have cooking up.
Dan, you are like an innovator in way more than one industry, and that's what I love about you. Is you're taking your passions to life. It's not, some people kind of hone into a career or a field or an expertise, and what I know is that you want to see things happen in the world. You have people that you want to see be able to do things, and I love the approach that you take to making this happen, my friend. Thanks for sharing that here with us. Let's go on over to Matthew. And then I think we have a couple of requests coming up. If I rotate you off stage, if we bring somebody else up, no worries at all. You just request the mic again if you'd like to come back on up. We just need to make some room. Matthew, we'll give you the mic, sir. Go ahead and tell us a minute what you would do with the prize if you won here today.
Well, I would continue working on this project. I'm working on a all-in-one type website where you can create content and distribute it much like Canva and Photoshop and stuff like that, except I'm trying to make it a little more achievable because it takes some deep pockets to maintain some of those things. And I'm trying to basically make it where anybody could utilize it under any tier. And so I started working with the SaaS project, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And so I started breaking stuff, and then it got into this, and I was like, man, this is totally different because I'm used to building websites with like just website builders. Basically, you say what you want and it spits it out, like a lot of the one button website builders. But this really helped me a great deal understand, and I'm still learning a lot about WordPress. But my main goal is to try to basically get my name, my business out there, because I've taught insurance agents how to use different AI programs, how it can help them, how it can help their clients, and within reason. And when I saw this, I was like, man, that would help me a great deal. I could help so many people. And so that's basically my motivation is try to get my business out there. I, without going into the sob story or anything, I basically lost everything this year and had to start from square one. So,
Matthew, I'm glad you're in this community. I'm glad you're in the 6-week course here, and I'm stoked that you've been building with us. I think you have a lot of great things still to accomplish and still to do. And these new tools, the way that you're, Sarah says, to teach is to learn twice. So when you're working with companies to take, the content you learn and take it to impact in their scene, it helps you as well and helps innovators in here because you become even more capable. So thank you for coming up, sharing that 1 minute bit. Jeff, you'll be our last one. I don't think any more speakers after Jeff. No more hands up. Jeff, we'll give you the 1 minute.
Really quick, just to be super clear.
Yeah.
After Jeff, anyone could raise a hand. Literally anyone, even if I don't even know you and you've never been here before. So if you're not going to take the opportunity, it's cool. But just know after Jeff, I'm going to make announcements. Unless there's a hand.
Got it. And again, we do have that wild card spot. If you have not been building with us in this series over the last 6 weeks, you can still win a spot. Feel free to come on up and tell Ross what you would do with that. Jeff, we'll go over to you. We'll give you a minute. Tell us what you would do with the tools if you won here today.
Well, I would hope to educate, inspire, and empower people and build something that can serve as a serious force multiplier for the work that you guys at ITT and STI or Tech in Schools are already doing, and some of the other members of our audience and stuff, finding ways to integrate what I do with the sites that they're building, the projects they're doing, it's it's collaboration on steroids. And that's about it.
I love it, Jeff. I mean, collaboration on steroids, that's a lot of currency, my friend. And it's cool to see you plugging your ideas with all the things going on here on X. I'd love to see you keep doing that. So thank you for coming up and sharing. I don't think we have any more hands up. Let's see. I think we have actually one person requesting to speak. It looks like Amy Till. And I don't know if Amy has been in this build space over the past 6 weeks. It could be just somebody dropping by, seeing that there's a prize to be won, seeing innovators talking. Amy, we'll give you the mic. I'm assuming you're coming up to answer the question, what would you do with these tools if you were to win here today? And we'd love to give you that mic to share.
Well, good evening. And yes, absolutely. I just was passing by and saw that your room was open and stopped in just randomly. I have been way back behind the scenes building a program for teenagers and young adults. So my time has been kind of off of the social media realm, but anything that would help move forward with that. And I'm at the stage where I'm getting ready to look at doing a website. So I'm definitely in the market for heads up information. Yeah, hints, tips, tricks, the whole 9 yards. But it's a opportunity that I'm already teaching. I've been teaching my craft for 17 years, and I'm currently teaching high school students, but my husband's illness has taken a dramatic turn this past year, and being homebound for the past 10 years, sick and unable to help with the family. Now I'm not as able to be outside of the house full time. So I'm looking for ways that I can still teach and be at home with him. So I was doing online. I'm building an online program for intro into the workforce for students going into industrial sector jobs, skilled trades, and then also adulting life skills. And there's about 25 skill sets that I customize with parents so that their experience with their teens and young adults is most fulfilling. So yeah, just kind of throwing my hat into the mix. Love what you're doing, and definitely need to get back on the schedule and get back into the social media realm. But thank you so much for letting me speak.
Amy, how cool that you were just coming by and have an opportunity to take that project, the idea you're working on, and lift it to even more heights. I'll tell you what, having the resources and war chest that is this sort of prize to be won, I think would help elevate where you are in your project quite a bit. So well done coming on up and advocating for that. Also, I know we'd love to have you on Saturday. We'd love to have you on Saturday. I remember talking a few times to you, Amy, and if you're back on the sphere and getting your calendar set up, come by on Saturday and pitch as well so we can learn even more about what you're doing. Let's go on over to Morgan. Morgan, I see you got a hand up. Any additional thoughts to add, or if you wanted to answer that question, fair enough. What do you got?
I actually didn't get to talk about my website. Is that okay? Can I still do that really quick?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll put the cherry on top here. Go ahead and tell us about why were you in here, Morgan?
So I found, I'm one of my my own worst critics, and when it comes to my art, I'm always trying to find the perfect picture or find something great about it that I should post about it, and I have a hard time doing that. But because of Ross and Alisher and Nick, and even you guys in ITT, Josh, Cash Money, Mattia, like I've grown a set of balls. I've grown a set of balls to just do it and to pitch and to put my website together. So my website is right now, it's still building, of course, but it's showcasing my art and trying to get my art out there more for people to be able to purchase it, and offering just art services, commission pieces. So I can't thank you guys enough for helping me grow my set of balls, because I really needed it. It's, we all have dark times and we all can be our own worst critics, but it's being in a room like this with all you guys that has given me the courage to to put it out there and to get it out there. Because if I don't put it out there, who the hell's going to see it? And how can I then turn my passion into a job? So that's what I built, and that's what I'm working on, and I have you guys to thank for it. So thank you so much.
Morgan, that is absolutely awesome. I'm glad that you've been building along with us because you're also a supporter. Like in more ways, I know Sarah is up on stage running things, and a lot of the times you come in, your personality, your advocation, the tricks and tips that you've learned along the way, just cater to the sessions in so many amazing ways. So I want to just give flowers where they're due, and it's so awesome what you're building. But it's also awesome to be connected with you because a lot of there can be a lot of people online that maybe are a little bit more of ghosts and they like to sit in the background. Not you, Morgan. You come up, you grab the mic, you make all of us better. You love comedy, and with that, you and I are best friends. So please continue to be a part of these. We love having you, Morgan. Thank you.
I love you guys. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. It's truly an honor to be on stage with all of you guys. You guys have been, all of you, I've looked at all your projects. You guys have built amazing things, and you fully have my support. So, and anybody, if they ever need a hand, you need anything, I'm always here for all of you. I love you guys.
Morgan, you're the best. I love you. Sarah, what do you got?
I'm just going to jump in. Morgan, you are also a person who has had incredible adversity, and no one would have known it. And the fact that you show up and you give and you give and then give, even when you have nothing of yourself. Sometimes we live life as a juice box with 1,000 straws, and it sucks you dry. And the fact that you've grown a set is incredible. And I say that with the utmost love and respect as your sister from another mister. And I wanted to tell you something too. You visiting Nick, Ross, and Alisher is such a testimony to your friendship and your loyalty and your devotion. You have done that for so many people here behind the scenes. Yeah, I get to run the switchboard, but a lot of times that switchboard is, hey, patching you through to Morgan because she might be able to help you with this one. And you never say no. You always say, yeah, I can help you. And I think that is such a beautiful trait. And it is an honor to work side by side with you. And the inside jokes and the, late nights of trying to patch things and, being in the trenches with gallows humor. Sometimes I just wanted to say thank you, my friend. And that
Thank you.
you are a shining, shining star and a beacon to very many people, and me included. So I love you to the moon and back too, love.
I love you too. Thank you. And I can't wait for an ITT meetup because I know only ITT is growing even stronger and even better and even harder out here. So I can't wait for the ITT meetup because I know that we're just going to have a blast and that one day there will be one. TSI and ITT together. Hell yeah. Let's go.
I'll just say on that note, you guys should be happy to know, and this is not something I've announced live, or I don't think many people have. We have more than just the ITT exists. I know each of you are parts of incredible communities out there, right? And they cross-pollinate and they cover different things, and we can kind of come together in different angles and ways. But I'm, working with a couple folks in a number of different communities. We're looking at how we bring everybody together. Okay, look out for some announcements of some things to come for these X Spaces in 2025. But folks, don't think that on a weekly basis, there's not a group of people who are kind of running and seeing a lot of this. Just say, okay, we got to make something happen in person. I'd love to give Sarah a hug. I'd love to be around this community. I'd love to high five all the guys at TSI. All of it. So, folks, we're gonna go over to Artie. I just wanted to drop a little spoiler because you mentioned a community event. I wanted to say that we're thinking beyond the ITT and TSI. We're thinking about this larger sphere that exists in general, and all of us need to take a good look at all the value that's provided outside of the ITT, in the ITT, and I love it. Artie, let's go on over to you. Any thoughts that you have on what you would do if you won the prize today? You got a minute, my friend. Mike is yours.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for all of your time. I mean, the TSI team is amazing. The ITT team is amazing. Sarah's amazing. Everyone in here is amazing. So, yeah, if I were to win a spot, I would I would definitely build a lot of my brand stuff. I would continue building because I'm not new to WordPress, but this was my first time using Divi, and Divi is awesome. And then I have a lot of other tech projects that I want to do and collaborate on with other people. And I feel like this could be a good asset I can bring to the table with a lot of those, um, a lot of that. So yeah, that's basically it. I want to collaborate with people, and I want to have this to bring to the table and to continue building. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for letting me up.
Already, I love it, my friend, and you already, have gotten these skills to develop your website. Having the tools to just go right into those collaborations is a good note on what you would do with winning today. For those of you who got my tweet at the beginning or post, and I said we're going to do announcement of the winner at the beginning of the space. I know that was an hour and 52 minutes ago. Don't hate me, but we did want to hear from everybody what they're building, what's going on. I didn't mean to, juke you out, or certainly was not lying to you. This was the flow of the space today. I think we are right there. We are right there on choosing the winners of this event. I don't see any more hands up for talking about what they would do if they won. I don't see any more hands up to talk about their website, what brought them in, or how they loved the 6 weeks. You know what, Smoke? Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. We'll go ahead and give you the mic, sir. We'll give you 1 minute. Tell us what you do with the tools if you won. Ross, let's get ready to rock and roll. If we have that list, what we can do is maybe go one at a time for the winners, and we'll give a nice round of applause for each person who gets the win. Smoke, we'll go over to you.
What's up, everybody? Mic check real quick.
Sounding good. We got you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm actually all over the place with my website. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I like interactive stuff that you can click on and it's going to bring you somewhere. It's, music, video, something. Ross, this whole thing that you got going on with her there, holy crap. I want to be in on that so bad. I signed up for the API, everything else. I want to build my own freaking YouTube, just be epic, something like that. I don't know. I'm all over the place still, but that's my 2 cents on my site. I want to win, but I also want to be able to keep my site and take my space and my little spot on the server and bring it over to the S5 and nights and weekends and build space and freaking try to do something really epic with them. Let's go. Come on.
Smoke, I love it, my friend. Thank you for being here the past many weeks. And I know you're just getting started. I'm on your site right now. And, certainly there can be some more organization and whatnot, but the content, what you have going, and some of the ideation and what you're building is awesome. Keep going without a doubt. Ross, all right, we are there. We are there. We are at the point. Winners need to be chosen. Build a WordPress site from idea to impact. I'm seeing links of impact, notes of impact, the whole nine. What we can do is I'll go ahead and man the soundboard. Tell me, can everybody hear this? Let's give it a quick clap for everybody who just came on up and shared before we start this. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this, okay? All right, beautiful. I see some thumbs up. We're looking good. Ross, I'll give you the mic. If you want to go, maybe talk for a moment, give us a little bit of background and on how you made some of these decisions if you'd like. And then let's get the 10 winners on the table. We'll clap for them then. Ross, mic is yours.
So it was really hard decision, guys, because I just want to give it to everyone. I just want to just be like Oprah and just be like, everyone flip your phone over and everyone gets a server. But no, I can't. That's crazy. That's not real. The world is not about everyone gets a prize. It's about everyone learns. That's true. And there doesn't have to be a medal for you to gain value. Winning medals don't equal value. They don't equate. And it was really hard to choose because we judge. I'll tell you what we judge on. So if you didn't get chosen, you can look at your site and you can be like, okay, I'm going to judge it on these things. So we judge it on completeness. Does it look like a website? Is it saying something relevant? If it has no like it has lorem ipsum, just like a lot of not real text, we look for that too. So immediately, if there's lorem ipsum, we just stop right there. The other thing we're looking for is customization of images, colors, text, just anything really, just customization. We were not super harsh on like good footers, good headers, things like that, SEO. We were looking for integrations like stores, marketing lists, mailing lists, landing pages, checkout pages, things like that. We were looking to see if it looks like it's talking about a product, like is it just talking about nothing, and content, like your content being on the website. So if it's a bunch of Divi stuff, you probably didn't get chosen, and it's nothing against you, and you should come back and try to do it again the next time. You should put yourself back in the running, and you should you'll come stronger, you'll know more, and you'll be able to do more. I tell you a few things that I was really impressed by. Some people were not asking any questions at all. Like I never really heard their voice except like to say hi, and their website's amazing. So that's really cool. There is one person who was not able to come be here tonight. So when you're like mad, why did this person on the list? Not fair, angry face. It's because on the other, like not in where I am, right? So they're not in the right time zone to have this conversation right now. They literally asynchronously watch everything after, and so people like that have actually reached out and been like, I see what's going on Twitter, I get it, but no, here's my link. That's fine too. It's just we need to see it. And then there are there was we were looking for, was it just templates? So if I could look at it and I'm like, this is a template, like I literally can find 3 things that make it a template that are not customized, even if it was just one module out of the 9 that are. Because remember, guys, people remember the one bad thing, not the 20 good things. That's how it works. So we wanted to make this real and fair and give everyone a fair shot. And as far as the wild card is going to also act as a runner-up. So I gave myself the sort of ability, if I couldn't figure out someone that's like a compelling story, I wanted to hear like 10 people, hopefully, to make it good and have like meet a lot of new friends, you know. But we're using it as a runner-up too. So if you're chosen and you're not like a random person that just met us tonight and you're not new friends, but you're old amazing friends, current friends, if you will, um, if your name is called, then you'll be able to get that. You'll be able to get it too. You'll be able to get more time and develop your idea. And the wild card really didn't have any rules. A runner up, whatever you want to call it, there was no real rules. Sometimes I would look at people's, I would go and seek them out of sheer curiosity, even if they didn't post a link, like what they're doing, or listening to you guys talk and hearing your story, because you got to understand, the whole purpose of this, right, was to get you guys to like get out of your comfort zone, like break out of it and start doing something you never did before. But don't just do it well. Get good at it. Learn a new skill, and don't be afraid. And your wallet is not freaking out right now because your wallet hasn't even been touched. It's asleep with like a blanket and a pillow, and no one's even touching it. And you get to like go crazy and do whatever you want and just build things, and your wallet gets to just be asleep in its little bedroom, safe and sound. There'll be no mag swipe credit cards tonight, and like that's not a real thing that happens. This is new, and so we're gonna be doing crazier things. This is just the beginning, and the next time we do this, it's gonna be even crazier. If you can even imagine, you probably can't, because it's probably gonna be crazier than that. But you could try. So without further ado, I'm gonna give you like that time before names. I know you want to do one at a time. So the first person that is going to essentially take the win, are they here? Is Karis, the AI, will retain cPanel on DigitalOcean. Okay, so the next one is Starboss. Okay, so the next one on this list is our friend Kathleen. Hold on. Gotta get my list back. Okay, so the next one is Lucia. You get to keep it. You get to build. And
You
I
know
know,
she's jumping up and down on her couch in the middle of the living room too.
I know this one by the URL. So is he here or is he busy? He's here. Mr. Dan, you get to keep the server. Okay, now the next one has a small caveat. So, Epic, Smoke, Token, whatever you are, whoever you are, you're on the list. You're going to keep it too, but there's a caveat. You absolutely must change your name. Like the URL directs and where they go to. And you can figure it out what has to change, but if you can make it PG-13, you can keep it. If you can't, you can't actually accept the prize. And if you have questions, just shoot me a message, okay, dude? And the next person is Artie. And this person is actually not here, but just like pretend she is. The next one that's going to keep it is Katie. I'm sure you know her, Katie Musgrave on Twitter. Her website.
Oh, Katie is going to die tomorrow morning. That is so cool. So cool.
And we have two more and then the extra one. So the next one is, ooh, this one's awesome. So this one actually gets the special mention award. That means nothing, but gets you Rust points, which probably in the future will mean something. We could just make it like video generation. You get a lot of those. That's Rust points in our beta. But so the next person is here, and you get special mention because I'm pretty sure this was maybe your first time. If not, it's okay. But our whole team really liked your website. It was really well done, and like a lot of them were really good too. But yours looked really good on the phone. Everything just worked. And I was like, when it works, and it looks amazing. And this is not to say any of these winners are less than or you're better, but the presentation, the execution, on point, Britta, you get to keep it. And I don't know if the last person's here. He's probably not. He's awesome. And Cyril is his name. If you know who he is, he's going to get to keep it as well. And then we have one wild card. So the wild card or runner-up was chosen because I was watching this person build, and though they're not building fast, what they're building is cool. I see the vision, and it needs more time to cook. It is not done in the oven just yet. So the runner-up for season, what is this, 2? Season 2 is the first time ever we're going to have a runner-up. First time ever we've had prizes. But it's a double first. So Stephanie, you are the runner-up. Like, I know what you're doing, and this was not. This was chosen for a few reasons. One, I like what you put together, so I like the layout. Two, I saw that you didn't get enough time to really fledge it out, but what was there kind of framed it for me. And I think you can actually build something really good if you had a little bit more time. And so we looked at like a bunch, heard a bunch of people, but I think you can really do something really cool with it because I also know what you're doing outside of just this, and it meshes really well together. And guys, if you want to say anything and you're in listener, please, you can come up to speaker. But congratulations to all of you. It's really cool. Then there are some There are two more actually, but they are not winners in the same way. They're winners for sure, but just not in the same way that you all were judged on. This is two people, and we're gonna call it the Homie Award. Two people get to keep it, and they were not chosen on the list, but not because they were not good. We just ran out of spaces, honestly. So the Homie Award is gonna go to Cash Money Kev and Sharon. And that concludes like everything I've got to give, my whole Oprah moment in season 2. I hope you guys had fun and learned a lot, because the next time we do this, it's not only just going to be a continuation, but it's going to be way cooler.
Let's go. Big congratulations to each and every person who won here today in cash money. Sharon, shout out to receiving the Homie Award. Folks, we are, in 2 hours into week number 6. We have just announced the winners of the Idea to Impact series, Building Our WordPress Site. And folks, what an incredible series this has been. What an incredible couple hours to hear from each and every one of you. I am just blown away at what was possible over the last 6 weeks. You guys, well done to each and every one of you. Sarah, I would love to give you the mic. That is the conclusion of the ceremony for this Idea to Impact series. That is now it. And here in a moment, we'll get Alisher Farhadi on stage to talk about getting your own website hosting and so on. So folks, do stay tuned. We will have a little bit more here this evening. But as far as the ceremony goes, way more soundboard moments in here in the ceremony than ever before in the ITT. Nonetheless, well worth it and well done to each and every person. Let's go over to our teacher, our godmother of innovation of the ITT, and just a beautiful human being. Sarah, thank you for what you've done with these innovators over these weeks. Anything that you'd like to share?
If you spell ceremony, it's basically Sarah and then cash money. You just kind of mash it together. I know, right? And right now, if I could, I would be playing the pomp and circumstance. For those that are not in the United States, it's what graduates play as they walk down and they receive their diplomas. I know that there might be a lot of broken hearts tonight. Maybe you weren't the one that went away with the digital backpack, but I want to tell you something that, when someone graduates, their diploma doesn't say their grade. It doesn't tell you what they went through in order to receive that. It doesn't tell you their awards. It doesn't tell you their accolades. It doesn't tell you if they're competent or not. It just tells you that you jumped through all the hoops and you made it to the end and you got a piece of paper. What I'm telling you is that each and every one of you tonight graduated with honor. And I think that is a very important piece of the puzzle, is that if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I looked at adversity and I showed up, then you won. And whether you get the goodies, it isn't in the whole scope of eternity. That doesn't matter, because you committed to yourself, and that prize is something that's beyond measure. So I just wanted to commend each and every one of you, and that those that are feeling brokenhearted, trust me, they'll be mended. They will be mended and you will be made whole. Why? Because you have skills, and skills are something that no one can take away from you. The power can go out, everything else could go to hell in a handbasket. But guess what? You have everything that you need within you to rebuild. And I think that is something that is so empowering and so beautiful. And it is deliciously entrepreneurial. And each and every one of you, that's what you are. You are entrepreneurial in mindset and in action. So as we close out this evening, think about what your why is. Why were you here? What did you learn? What could you do better? And how you're going to improve. And for those of you that did win, guess what? The real work starts now, because yes, you've won something, but you got to finish what you started, and you got to complete and build it out. I hope that each and every one of you that did win, think about the people in your ecosystem and what you can do and how you can help others. If you had an unlimited ability to create unlimited websites and the skills to do so, who are you going to help? Who are you going to serve? Those are the kinds of questions that I think each one of you can answer. And I can't wait to see what you build because it's fun. Building side by side with awesome people is contagious. Laughing with one another is contagious. Counting tears with one another is what binds us as humans. You know, there's more of us that combines us together and unites us than divides us. And what a testimony that collaboration is the next currency. And holy smokes, Batman, how wealthy each of us are. You know, I know that some of you are struggling and you're looking at it going, man, I don't even know where my next meal's coming from. I can tell you, broke can be fixed. That can be fixed. And the wealth that you have in one another is beyond measure. And you truly are in just very wealthy people because I look to the left and the right and I see the talent and the skills, the tenacity, the tools, and just good natured people, real humans. That's very, very profound and very, very wonderful. We are all truly, truly blessed. So thank you for the privilege of being a co-pilot amongst many. Obviously, Josh, Cash Money, and Matea, Luke, behind the scenes do more than I can ever put into words to get all the pieces to move. Ross, Nick, and Alisher are incredible, incredible humans that have such a deep love for others and a deep want and desire to see people achieve. That is their why. That is why they show up. It's why they stay up all night, every night, all the time. And I can be a testament to that. When I get a DM in the background, hey, I'm like, dude, it's 2 a.m. It's like, yeah, I know. We got to work. And you know what? It's because they loves you so much to make sure that you could have those skills and those talents and those opportunities, but more so leveraging the people that he has in his ecosystem to elevate you. That is very, very profound when you think about the collaborations that Nick and Alisher and Ross have created that would give us a digital backpack worth $600 or more. And